Oh man, I had to think twice before I say let me do this show, but I cannot deny Baba Seville. He is a Baba. Sonetta is considered a Baba too, because y'all older than me, right? Way older. You trying to make y'all sound old or nothing, but you guys are way older than me. Um, it's a video you saw on Sonetta TV. Okay, you wasn't too pleased about it, so Baba Seville is here to speak his piece on that. Now you see the name of the title, Joel Benjamin interview Baba Seville, have to set Polight straight. Now the first question I'm gonna come with is Baba Seville. First of all, let's give the man some damn, some damn proper introductions. No, not a phone ring, but we're gonna, give him a nice trumpet. All right, clap. Come on, people. Clap, 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 clap. For reading our comments. You'll always love it when Seville is here. Man of the hour. All right. Why do you feel you have to be the one to set this man straight? Why, the people will look and be like, well, why you not setting anybody else straight? Why it have to be this man?
First of all, I knew Polight before Polight knew himself, basically. When Polight first was coming into the so-called conscious community, I knew Polight. I knew Polight before he had his organization. You know what I'm saying? At the time, he was just coming out, just coming, out of Brownsville. Getting himself together within the YBNs and doing what he was doing. So I have to say something in reference to the shit he was saying because it's really crazy madness that he would make a statement.
Now hold on, Baba Seville. Now you're on Joel Benjamin 528, aka MC Spookism. You know what I'm about to tell you right now. Be careful and don't bear no false witness. Continue.
First of all, we gonna leave the spookism out of this. We gonna deal with straight reality.
Mm-hmm.
Polight has always been arrogant, always. You know what I'm saying? It's in his very nature, his very core to be arrogant.
In a good way or a bad way?
You know what I'm saying? It can go either way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because he have two sides to him. You know what I'm saying? That he will let the people see. Now, remember, I think we all have a dark side to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But Polight gets big headed on information. You know what I'm saying? And the way he utilizes the information, he can either take advantage of a situation or he can help a situation. You know what I'm saying? Now, as he started building this empire that he supposedly has, um, he's been very arrogant and he's been all about himself. And I'm not going to take from his information. I mean, he's a brilliant young brother, young brilliant brother. But on the other side of that, he can be very arrogant, very self-centered, all about polite at the end of the day. And he's supposed to be a teacher. He's supposed to be someone who's trying to take black people out of a certain condition and bring them in this condition. He's supposed to be waking them up from being dead and bringing them up and making them alive. This is
You're
what's
saying
supposed to
being a
be.
leader?
Yeah, he has an organization that he's the leader of. And he has a lot of black women and black men that's following him, his lead. And anything that he does, he has to be held accountable for it. You know what I'm saying? Anything that he does, because see, the eye is on him and me and everybody else, man, who's actually out there teaching and trying to raise the dead. So, yeah, he has to be very careful what he says out his mouth.
Before you continue on more, I'm going to let you finish. MJ Black says, have you asked Polight to come into the show? So basically, I'm gonna ask you, have you at least contacted the brother first, or try to contact the brother?
No, I didn't try to contact the brother. I didn't try to reach out to the brother. The brother doesn't never reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? When he has something to say. See, this hasn't just started with me and Polight, man. You know what I'm saying? Me and Polight has always been bumping heads because I always been Black Power. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Polight has not always been Black Power. Sometimes he has rebelled against Black Power.
But
she's telling you, this is the reality, man.
The man was on C-SPAN. He was marching. He was with the Black Panthers. He was pushing Black Power. So if people's gonna see that and say, Baba Seville, you a hater.
A hater? No, but there's a such thing as people being charlatans. There's a such thing as people playing a certain role. Because I think that a lot of people have acting abilities, and Polight is a very good actor. He's in Hollywood. That's why he's there. He's a very good actor. You know what I'm saying? And he's playing a part. He's playing a role. So I don't care what he was marching in. Because you have to look at what a man says out his mouth, his ways and his actions. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't compare to how he's moving, then what does it actually mean? It means somebody is telling a lie.
But he's not hurting nobody. People will say you just come on the show to talk about him. You looking to gossip. What did the brother do so wrong that you want to come publicly and say something now?
I've been saying something. Anytime Polight steps out of line, I check him. This ain't the first time that I'm saying something. Maybe this is the first time some people hear me say something about Polight. But ever since he was a small little infant. And what I mean by infant.
Oh, so you really know him a long
Yeah, I know him. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I know the young brother. Matter of fact, he was one of the first brothers that met Marcus. Because Marcus used to like his daughter. You feel what I'm saying to you?
Right.
He was the first brother that I had to check about Marcus. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this is 5-6 years ago. So, I mean, I'm saying I know who the brother is. And I'm not taking from his potential and his capabilities. I'm not taking from that. But you have to watch what you say. I'm from Brownsville, man. That's where I'm from. Now, you trying to tell me that your children could not have get a proper education in Brownsville and you had to go way to Hollywood and get amongst the Caucasians, the white people, in order for them to excel? What's wrong with you?
But he didn't quite say that, though.
Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. That's what he said. To give them a chance. He didn't want to subject them to that environment.
Well, me and you are from Brownsville as well, all right? We know how it is. Is he really totally wrong? I mean, you know, shootouts, the stuff happening. In some type of way, we have to say, well, the brother just don't want the children in that environment, which I don't find nothing is really wrong with that. Some people might get at me, call me a coon for that. But, you know.
All right, man. All right. So you want to say that I'm trying to get my family out of a hostile situation. All right. And put them in a more comfortable situation.
Okay. Right.
All right. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's the way that you say that. He didn't say it like that. Like he had to be up amongst close to the white man or the white people or whatever.
Okay, I think that's one of the problems Polight Sonetta was saying to Polight is how you're saying
it. Yeah. I mean it's how he presented.
But it doesn't really matter. Like, how is that gonna harm the community? How's that affecting? I'm not trying to say like I'm taking this guy's side, but I'm just saying, like, really, how is him saying that, or him even, you know, how is that gonna affect the community?
Each time somebody says something out their mouth and they're supposed to be a leader, you got to be very mindful of things that you say out your mouth. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, people are watching. You know what I'm saying? You as a leader, because you have your own organization. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your own thing. It's nothing wrong with being economically strong. I have nothing against that. You know what I'm saying? Because I have my own business. But what I'm saying is that I'm in Brownsville, in the hood, with the gunfire and all the rest of that. True. Now, I have the capabilities of removing my grandkids and my kids from out of there, but I choose not to. You know what I'm saying?
But even if you did, like, I find one of the things that, like what you just said, is like, oh, he's going up on the white people. If you was to, where would you go?
Where would I go?
See, because everybody, it's easy to quick to say that, but then if you was to move out of there, because like you just can't take it no more, well, where would you go?
I would go to Africa. I would go to Ghana.
I think that's the same thing young Pharaoh said.
You know what I'm saying? I would go, you know what I'm saying? I would go to the homeland. You know what I'm saying? If I had to remove myself.
Let's stick with here in America. A matter of fact, New York. Where would you go here in New York? Where would you find is really safer place or not as bad as Brownsville?
There's a lot of places you can go in Queens, Long Island, Staten Island. I mean, there's certain spots that you can go that you may not hear no gunshots and it's real quiet, and you know what I'm saying? But you ain't got to go way to Hollywood to get away.
All right, Mel P. Polight been dropping jewels. Y'all better start learning. Wake up, stop hating, and learn what he's teaching. That comes from Mel P.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that, I mean, he can apply it to other people, but not me.
I think that's a she. Yeah, she, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, you know, she can apply it to somebody else or whatever, not me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I can't learn nothing, but I'm the elder here. You feel me? And I have been through a whole lot of stuff in my life, and I have learned through trial and error. You know what I'm saying? It ain't only about information, it's about what I went through. You know what I'm saying? My experience. He doesn't have the experience that I have. He haven't been through the things I've been through. He said that he was a Crip. You know what I'm saying? He came out of the Crips and did this and did that and did that. You know what I'm saying? I have not left my community, man, and I can. Anytime I feel like it, I can leave and go somewhere else and teach. But I deal with my community, man. I teach where I come from. Brownsville was one of the poorest areas in New York, or the poorest area in New York. And this is where I want to be, teaching and raising the dead. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared of the gunfire. It's warfare, it's warfare. It is what it is. But I'm not going to criticize my environment and where I come from to say that I want to take my grandkids out of that situation and put them in this situation. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going to say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that scared. What's going to happen is going to happen. Whatever's ordained to happen will happen. I don't care if you send them to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. And I think that he should have never said that. You know what I'm saying? About my community. He may respect Brownsville, but I respect where I come from.
Hold on, let me get that.
You want to tell me platinum?
I don't tell him I don't have that.
You do ever get it?
No, I don't get it. Sorry about that, people. That's one of the ills of when you're going live. You gotta conduct business, everything too at the same time. All right, yeah, continue.
So I think at the end of the day, man, you know, I love the brother. You know what I'm saying? And he still has some mistakes to make, and that was a mistake. I think that a lot of these young brothers, not just only talking about him, need to respect their elders, man, because a lot of them don't understand the significance of somebody been there, done that already. You feel me? I didn't have money. I didn't did all of that. You know what I'm saying? In that particular world, I didn't did all of that. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to change my back on my people. In Brownsville, you know how many people come out of Brownsville never came back and actually did anything? They come back, but they don't do nothing. You got Riddick Bowe. You got Otis Wilson, who played for the Chicago Bears. You got World Be Free, you know what I'm saying, who was on the 76ers. You know what I'm saying? You got Mustafa Muhammad, who comes out of Brownsville. You got the female that her name was Vanessa, come out of Van Dyke Project. She used to be on the Good Times. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she come out of Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson is another one come out of Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? You got Fly Williams come out of Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can just keep on going names and people who have not came back and actually try to build a center or build anything or put anything back from where they came from. And I'm tired of that. And I do tell them when I see them, if they come back in New York, I say, well, listen, y'all got all this fame and glory, man, but y'all have not put back or gave back to the people. You feel me? Now, not that these people are so-called conscious, because a lot of them are not, but they're not ignorant to that degree. They could have donated some money to a center or, you know what I'm saying, or school or something. You feel me? Or started anything, man. And this is what I'm saying by giving back, man. So I'm there every day doing what I need to do, man, to try to teach my people, man, and show them the way.
Ms. Cut say, but he don't have to say, fuck the hood. I don't recall, like, I didn't hear the whole thing, so I shouldn't even say he didn't say that, but I didn't hear the whole thing.
He did say that. He did say that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he lost respect for black people's struggle in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Now you know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, man. What is it to drive a Bentley? I didn't drove Bentleys. I didn't drove Rolls Royces. I didn't had all that, man. What is that? But that's a state of mind, man. Materialistic things. You trying to get as a put a point on what you will do and what you won't do. I don't have a problem with you going to Hollywood and trying to, you know, make some money for your family. I have no problem with that. But keep your opinion and your mouth closed when it comes to certain things, man. Especially when you're talking about Brownsville and talking about what you don't want to do or you're not going to do. That's crazy.
Hassan Anabali, I take it that's an African name. Asks Baba Seville about there's a question with Halloween. I ain't gonna go there. I'm not gonna ask that. It's not a rude question, but you know, but let's leave other entities out of it. The white man, MJ Black says the white man material shit is better. Question mark. Is that what we're reaching for in this liberation movement? Since you've been Black Power, let you answer.
I think that at the end of the day, man, what black people have not learned their lesson in is how to unify. I think that anytime, man, that you have debates, you have people that's sitting down saying this about this person or saying this about this person. You know what I'm saying? And actually checking people when they get out of order. I think that's what the elders are here for. I think that anytime you get out of order, if I got out of order, my father will always check me. Listen, watch yourself. Be real careful what you're saying, and we'll be careful of what you do. See, us as black people have to learn how to unify and see that family unit was unified. I knew how far to go. I knew what to say to my mother. I knew what to say to my little sister, even though we had arguments, but we had respect for one another. See, we have lost respect for one another. You know what I'm saying? We just say anything that comes to our mind and come out our mouth to anybody at any time. You know what I'm saying? And that's telling you that you didn't have the proper upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe your father wasn't there. Maybe your mother wasn't there. Maybe your father wasn't there and your mother was there, but certain things wasn't taught to you.
Hold on. Shout out to Vortex Television. Vortex Television says, ask him, is the hood successful or is it failing?
I think you have to look at that two different ways. The first way, if you have a brother like me and you have sisters that's in the community teaching, I think that the hood is what it is, because sometimes you have to come through certain tunnels of thought in order to actually be who you're going to be. So I think in regards to that, it's successful. As long as you have people there teaching like they're teaching. On the other side of that, it's poverty. People are starving. A lot of people ain't got no food on their plate. A lot of people ain't got no clothes to wear. Yeah, a lot of people doing real bad in the hood. See, a lot of people know that maybe never experienced being homeless, but I was homeless. You know what I'm saying, in my life. I know what it was to be homeless and didn't have no food to eat. You know what I'm saying? I came through that period in time. You know what I'm saying? So I felt the pain that my people are feeling now in these poor communities. Or ain't got car fare to get somewhere, and gotta beg people for quarters and nickels to get on the train or whatever. So I think it would depend on how you look at the hood. I mean, it made me, and it made a whole lot of other individuals. Like I just finished naming people who have came out of these environments and were successful, but they just never turned back to give back. That's a problem for me.
All right, it shall be what it shall be. Says Polight is bringing materialism back to consciousness. Now, before you say anything, let me say this. And again, this is not me defending nobody, but let's keep it real, people. How are you going to say that man is doing that when what did he bring back? What did he give back to the conscious community as materialism? He's not forcing nothing down your throat. You know, he's doing what he got to do for him and his family. So to make a statement like that, like I always like to say, don't be a false witness. So I'm just saying, you can't down somebody for that. And if you don't like certain teachings, then don't deal with the teachings. But don't down a person and say, oh, they're trying to bring this to the community, trying to bring that to the community. Like, you can't always just say that. That's how I feel about that. You can't, that's like being false witness.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man, in reference to that, man. Polight owes people right now to this day, dealing with his business arrangements. I think Sinetta just made Polight give brother Farrell back some of his money that he never got, and Sinetta talked to him, and he gave him his money back.
Be careful, Baba.
Man, be careful for what? That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, and I know personally people, man, that got caught up in whatever he was doing, got caught up in that money thing with him, that he owe people now that haven't got their money back. So what I'm saying to you is this. At the end of the day, you got people doing certain things and don't have a area where they have, I mean, where they will stop doing what they're doing at the end of the day.
All right. Third Eye 6, shout out to you. As always, he thinking about Marcus doing. Okay. We did a show on that already, but the people want to know about it because I guess this all ties into what you're saying. For when you say you help people and you know people. So Third Eye 6 asks Seville what he thinks about Marcus throwing him under the bus.
Well, I had a talk with Marcus. You know, we had a good talk about that. He had a misconception about my love for him. He didn't understand that certain things that were going on with Marcus, people were trying to get a hold of Marcus. And when I looked at the situation, you know what I'm saying, I seen things that were going on I didn't like. So I always told people if they wanted to get in contact with that young man, come see me first or talk to me about it so I can see exactly what it is that you're trying to do with him. He's a young brother at the end of the day. So, but if it was something positive that I seen, then I would say, yeah, man, go ahead, man, let the brother, you know what I'm saying, do a lecture with you or let the brother do whatever, because like I said, I have his interests, you know what I'm saying, in my heart, and I want him to advance.
Hold on, Vortex Television. And Lex, if you just want to come in, that way you ain't gotta keep typing. Yo, you got the jack, hit me up, let me know. I'll send you the link through Facebook. But Vortex Television, that's Lex Vortex, says, why all of a sudden these brothers speak on Polight? You've been quiet for years. LOL. You want to address that? Like, why are you now speaking?
I have the capacity to say what I want to say, though. Nobody tells me when to talk or when to say anything that I need to say. It was something that I needed, that needed to be addressed, and I'm addressing it. There was nothing really I seen at that time that I had to address, but that hit me because that's where I'm from. I'm from Brownsville.
No, but they say basically, you and others who want to talk on him now. That
I talked to him before, man. It ain't no.
Say you've been quiet for years.
I ain't been no quiet for years. You ain't heard. How you gonna say that? You don't know nothing about me and what I do in my conversation because it's not on screen or it's not on TV. You telling me you don't know what I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? For real. You don't know what I'm saying, man.
Shout out Knowledge Born. Knowledge Born said there's a difference between a teacher and a leader. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, they sure enough is. I'm a teacher and a leader. I'm both. But what I'm saying, what I'm saying in reference to that is this. At the end of the day, I have always, when Polight have done things in the past, I have always told him where I didn't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Or I always pulled them up. Listen, brother, I'm not really in agreement with that. Me and my brother Natural Tahuti always did that to Polight. We have always said things to him, you know what I'm saying, and we felt he was out of order, he said anything wrong, we would check him immediately. You know what I'm saying? I've been being easy. I just been being laid back. I ain't been saying too much lately to him about anything. But I love the brother. He's a good brother, but he just needs some guidance right now. He's getting off course. He got to be put back on course where he needs to be at the end of the day.
All right. Let me give a few shouts. Sister Mawuneter, peace. Shout out to you. Mark G, shout out to you. All right, yo, you got this chat room buzzing, Seville. Really got it buzzing right now. They got so much questions in here. I'm making sure I get you a good one. Questions and comments. Okay. Ra Farah. Now this a tough one because you know this make you seem like a hater. Ra Farah says, then why get mad at Polight for doing the same? Makes no sense.
I don't understand what he's saying. Doing the same like what?
Maybe he gonna type in the rest of his answer. Lex Vortex. If you want to come into the conversation, you can. Let me know. I'll send you the link right now. All right, because Lex got a lot to say to you, Baba Seville. And as you know, he was one that was getting at Polight hard. He was getting at Polight hard. He was part of a group called In the Black Media.
All right.
And
since who's that group?
Their next channel on YouTube. All right. Shout out to them. They came on the show. You know, some people say they did a certain things on me, but I still give them the shout out because they my brothers. Yeah, man. They kind of tore me up a bit, but it's all right. You know, people be tearing me. It's all right, but they still my brothers. Joel, can we get a shout out, fan? Gold Mine Tree Tribe TV. Yes. Joel, can we get a shout, fam? I asked a few questions. You got to remember, like, it's mad people typing in. So just type in your question again. Lex been all over the place. He has no loyalty, a joke. Oh, come on. How you going to get at Lex like that? Come on, man. The brother did an upstanding thing, went on side of the TV, and he apologized for statements he made. He found out he was wrong in certain things. Come on now, don't chew out the brother like that. Danny Jones, shout out to you. And Bug, shout out to you. We all need focus. All right. Mark G says, damn, this stuff I gotta make sure I freeze it. Mark G says, we all need to focus on the enemy, not the family. What's your take on that?
Man, I mean, you know, I mean, how can he say that? Not the family. The family's out to snatch. You got different groups going against different groups. You got different people going against different people. See, there have to be something set up somewhere where when people say things out of line, that they have to answer to somebody. See, because people can say what they want to say in the conscious community and don't have to answer to nobody. You know what I mean? And that doesn't make any sense. It should be some elders that's sitting down somewhere or have a big part on what people say. And if they say anything out of order and they're supposed to be teaching and raising the dead and actually bringing people from one state to another state, there should be a consequence for people going outside and saying things they shouldn't say. When you talk about family, you know what I'm saying? There's a mother and there's a father. There's an aunt and there's an uncle. You know what I'm saying? There's brother and there's sisters. And there are also rules and regulations to govern the family. It's not governed without no rules and regulations. There's rules and regulations in the family. And most of these cats, you know what I'm saying, haven't lived that long or been on this planet that long to experience anything. You know what I'm saying? They learning as they go on. So I think that some of us older brothers.
Hold on, since you're speaking about family. Taariq Noel, I told you I seen you posted up on one of my videos. Shout out to you. Taariq Noel is one of the victims. He said, I was one of the victims molested by Malachi York, which is his spiritual father. We spoke for 4 hours and I told him the truth about what happened there. Taariq Noel, reach out to me. I'm on Facebook. I could get you in this stream too if need be. What is your take on that? Because just being on what you were just saying, I found it interesting. You were saying on check-in and with the whole family structure, and this man just said that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he was on Sanetta TV or was dealing with Taariq, if I'm not mistaken. So what is your take on that?
I think that a lot of black families have situations like that, brother. I was abused when I was a child. Not so much, you know what I'm saying, anybody touched me, but you know what I'm saying, you know, I was beat up real bad as I was coming up. So I went through a whole lot of trials and tribulations. And I think that, brother, if that happened to you, I think that's a travesty within itself. You know what I'm saying? But you have sick people that have been around this European for a long time. And see, a lot of us think that we are Afrocentric all the way through. We have a lot of Europeanized isms inside of ourselves.
So you're saying going around these Caucasians could cause this because
not going around, it's in us. It ain't going around no way. It's already in us. It's already in us, man, to act like them. You know what I'm saying? We have to alter that, and we have to change that dynamic that's in us. That's already been spiritually injected into us. You know what I'm saying? To act like them, to talk like them, to love like them, to eat like them, to do like them, to think like them. We have to recreate that whole mindset. We have to create that whole element and change a whole lot of things about ourselves. We have bad habits. We have bad habits that we got to change. And it doesn't happen overnight. So a lot of times I can understand Brother Polight to a degree because he can't help himself to go to the left sometimes because it's in his very nature by the way he was taught and the things he learned and didn't dislearn. Because a person have information and have knowledge, it doesn't not make them not evil. Some of the baddest people on the planet is evil as hell and highly intelligent. So at the end of the day, you have to want to change that about yourself.
Period.
Period, man. Because we have a lot of Europeanism in us. You know what I'm saying? You know, remember, we didn't have anything. He took everything, our language, our God, our foods, our culture. Everything was taken, replaced by Europeanism. Our relationships is built on what we've seen on TV, on how the white man and the white woman got along.
Hold on. Taariq Noel, send me a friend request so I could send you the link. Go ahead.
You know, I mean, so our whole image on how we do things, we learn from TV or what we watch or what we seen. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of the young people never seen what I seen on TV when I was coming up. Yeah, nothing but crackers on there. You know what I'm saying? The Brady Bunch. You know what I'm saying? Father Knows Best. Leave It to Beaver. I mean, all these were European shows that we had to watch and come up on. And we only person that we could emulate or see was the white people. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, we took a lot of their shit. You know what I'm saying? And maybe put a little spin on it, but we're still Europeanized. And we got to get rid of that shit in order for us to understand exactly what the Afrocentric part of us is capable of doing.
All right. Kevin Smith, shout out to Kevin Smith, says, my son is black, and my wife said Tyrese will beat me if I don't raise him. I don't even know what that means. I guess I only take that being that you're saying from with dealing with the movies and whatnot, like looking up to these actors or such leaders. So, you know, whatever. Let's move on. Lex, have you and Sister Renee, I don't know what that's supposed to be, MAFE. Oh, I guess they want to say make amends. That's from Nikki Nakia. Shout out to Nikki Nakia. That's for Lex. Lex, the people are gonna say you buck dancing, man. You scared now, man. You make comments and now you don't want to come in and face Baba Seville. What's going on, man? I'm waiting for you. He told me in a minute, but you know, I'm waiting for the dude to hit me up, Taariq, so I could send him the message, Joel Benjamin, on Facebook, because I find this is important, and maybe he could meet up with you because being that you deal and help people with stuff like that. Okay, Jairus Miles says, Polight building a compound, 150 acres. What do he think of that? What do you think of that?
Depends. It depends.
So the brother is doing something.
I'm not saying that he's not doing nothing, but all I'm saying is that he got to watch what he says. You know what I'm saying? Because people get the wrong impression. If you want to be a leader, especially in the black community, you know what I'm saying, that so-called conscious community, then you have to be mindful of things that you say out your mouth, because people will hold you accountable to what you say. That's all I'm saying. I have no problem with him building an empire across from here to Ghana. What we do? You know what I'm saying? Keep building it. You know what I'm saying? But build it for the right reason. Have the right reason in your heart. You know what I'm saying?
So you going on record saying he doesn't have the right reason?
No, he doesn't have the right reason.
Come in the frame, Baba. Come in the frame. Okay. I just sent Lex Vortex the link. I hope you're ready for Lex Vortex.
Come on, man. Come on in. Come on. I'm ready for anybody. But what I'm saying to you is that at the end of the day, if he's doing something positive, I'm with him. You know what I'm saying? But when you come off course, then a brother like me gonna be there to put you back on course. You feel me? I'm just saying certain things that he said, I didn't like what he said. And I'm just voicing my opinion on what he said. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving back in my community. I'm there every day. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Every day I'm there. Giving back, having conferences with the parents, because I'm a parenting counselor. I'm sitting there, you know what I'm saying, discussing issues that's going on in the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm a relationship counselor. I'm dealing with people having relationships with each other on what went wrong, what happened. I'm dealing with that. You know what I'm saying?
You stand up against a lot of the child molestation
that goes on in the community.
A lot of people don't know that about, you know, I don't want to put out your track record, but you know, you already had to, for people that get out of hand, you know,
We had to lay some
molesting and
people
dealing with
out. We
children.
had to lay some people out, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say too much, but I'm saying, yeah, man.
Yeah, even, you know.
Yeah, come on. I mean,
Even,
because
yeah.
it gets crazy. You know, I'm also a drug counselor because I was on drugs. I didn't been through that cycle in my life. See, I came up it hard, so I know what it is. Like I said, man, to walk around the street and ain't got nothing to eat. Walk around the street with no shoes on my feet. Walk, you know what I'm saying, ride the trains at night, sleeping on trains, sleeping in abandoned buildings. Man, I'm telling you about my history, what I've been through, man. It ain't been glorified with me. You know what I'm saying, do my whole life.
Real quick. Go before I let Zion Lex, hear me, Zion Lex. Lex Vortex. Before I let Lex Vortex in, Gold Mine Tree Vibe TV. Joel, how can we connect with Seville and put in work together? Get them to Tennessee. Talk to the people.
All you gotta do is call me, man. You know, say my phone number is 347-289-0311. Call me, and we can make the arrangements for me to come down to Tennessee or wherever you at. I will come.
Yo, shout out to Monique. Monique Bedger, she just had a joke. She just, yo, my own wife be joking on me, man. Yo, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Sagittarius, that's what they do.
Yeah, man. And I'm an Aries. You know, she can't take when I start putting that fire back on her. Yo, let's we got Taariq in the room. Let's give it up for Taariq. Come on, people. Come on. Clap it up for this man. Come on, people. Clap it up for that man. Let me start off before you say anything, brother. Let me start off by saying you are brave. Not a lot of people are able to come out and admit what you admit that happened to you. And I'm glad you chose to come on the show and just talk, because you said you had an interview with Polight where you spoke to him and broke that down. So I don't know, you brought that up to say like people have him all wrong, like what's going on. But before you continue, brother, let me just give it up for Lex Vortex real quick. Come on, people, clap. Clap it up, although Lex ain't showing his face, but that's all right. Lex Vortex, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, don't be rude, man. Say peace to the people in the room. You and Taariq, come on now. Both of y'all could talk.
Yeah,
Peace.
yeah, peace to everybody. Peace to the brother Seville. And, you know, I've been listening in. I think it's interesting what I'm hearing. Everyone knows at one point in time, I was a heavy criticizer of Polight. You know what I'm saying? Because of some things I heard. And, you know, well, that's a whole different environment. Now we in a different place. I spoke to the brother personally and apologized to him for some of the things I said that was just out of, you know, just pure, you know, when people are at war. But, well, I don't agree with everything he's done. What I do see is people are really, and our people are so in a state of failure and unsuccess that they can't even understand what the brother's saying.
Lex, let me cut you. Lex, let me cut in real quick. John Doe says why people don't speak on the good, Polight, do, and did. So I guess you're about to address that now.
This is what I'm going to. Brother Polight, at this point, no matter what has happened in the past, it is not in our political interest to try to tear him down. Because he is at a point of influence and a so-called level of success where he can do nothing but serve us. Now, in terms of the statements he made, why are people so emotional about what he said about the hood when it was nothing but truth? The truth is that
Hold
while
on.
we
So
hold up,
you agree with what Baba Seville said about um fuck the hood and the whole animal statement? Are you saying you agree with that? Because I'm
I
on the spot now, because you heard what Baba Seville said. You was tuning in, so you agree with that? That's what you're saying.
I agree with Polight's analysis of the hood, absolutely, and I think if we are honest with ourselves, we would agree with. See, let me just get this out real quick.
You know Sonetta gonna tear you up, right, Lex? Go ahead, man.
Nobody can tear me up on this. I'm gonna tell you why. We will try and complain about everything about the conditions we're in. You know, we'll talk about the influence of the so-called white man and all of this. But one thing our people cannot do is look in the mirror. Whenever what we want to do, we want to hear feel-good liberation. How everything else around us is causing us to be who we are, causing us to, the system. But we don't ever look at our personal responsibility. Now, when it comes to our neighborhoods, it is a failure. Now, that don't mean that you call everyone in the neighborhood a failure. I heard Seville talking about the good he's doing in the hood. And of course, there's some productive black people. But collectively, and when we're talking collectively and politically, the hood is a failure. Let's just, come on now. Like, what's wrong with y'all? You got to be out of your mind if you don't admit. If we can't even admit it's a failure, how are we ever going to make it successful? And if a person has made it out the hood and they say move to a Hollywood or whatever, a better neighborhood, to condemn that is just retarded. All right? Because listen, there's no such thing as a white neighborhood. It may just happen to be that the people that live there and have money may be white. But if you have the means to live there, that's not a white neighborhood. That is a neighborhood that's in a certain financial class.
Hold on, Lex. Lex. Let me give Baba the chance to answer, because the show ain't gonna go so long. So let me give him a chance to answer. Let me just give the shout outs real quick. Shout out to Love Son and shout out to Sci-Fi Living. Baba Seville, address that real quick.
Let me say this to you, brother. At the end of the day, we know that the people in this environment, are lacking knowledge of self. We understand that. Most of these people are ignorant. They don't even know who they are. They don't even understand the significance of what being an African is, or would even care about who they are. So most of the environment of where we are at, these people are deaf, dumb, and blind, crippled, and hypnotized. They have no idea of where they're at, what they're doing, or what's going on in their life. That's why the conditions are like they are. And you have to understand there's no resources there. You know what I'm saying? This so-called white man that you were speaking about, take all the resources out. So what can a person do to survive but sell drugs? Sell whatever he can sell to survive and feed his family, because all the other resources are taken out of these environments.
So, my brother, what you just did was make an excuse for failure. And this is what Brother Polight's talking about. Just hear me real quick. Hold on. You said, no, it's not a reality. Let me tell you why. You just said another man. If I come in your house and go in your refrigerator and take out your food, right, and walk out, you telling me you're going to tell your wife and kids, well, the reason why we're starving is because Lex Vortex came in here and took out our food. How are you going to be a man and say that? If we are men, hold on, listen to what I'm saying, brother, real quick. And I think this is what Polight is saying. If you telling me somebody comes and taking so if they take the resources out your neighborhood, how does that stop you from spending $1 trillion a year outside of your neighborhood? Did they do that?
Because you don't know no better.
Hold on. And did they make you shoot your brother for stepping on your Nikes? And another thing, let me ask you this. One more last question. No,
Joel. Wait, Lex. Wait, Lex. I gotta let Taariq in. Hope I said the brother name right. Taariq Noel. I gotta let Taariq Noel in, because based on what you just said, Lex, you have to come in the frame. You gotta understand what you just said. You just said, if you walked into the house, did this and that, oh, what you gonna tell them? Oh, Lex Vortex took the food. We have Taariq on the line. You know his story. Well, I don't know if you know his story, but a few people know his story, but we're gonna make sure we get the story out there. That's like the same way of what happened to him when he was younger. So what do we do? Turn around and say he's making excuses? Why couldn't he stop it? Why couldn't he do this and that? So I'm gonna open it up so the brother Taariq could speak now. Let's give a hand for Taariq, people. Come on. This brother, this brother deserve a lot of praise. His bravery, and I'm gonna just let the brother speak. Go ahead, Taariq. Say peace to the room. You know, say hello to the room. Y'all on
Peace.
Joel Benjamin 582, aka MC Spookism. Go ahead, Taariq.
Yeah, peace to the room, peace to you, brothers. You know, I'm just gonna. I don't know where to start, but you know, I guess I'll just go in with the polite thing because that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Um, it's for like I don't have nothing personal against polite, no kind of ill will or anything like that. When I spoke with him, it was because he was studying under Malachi York and was striving to be, to do what he's doing today.
I'm
So
sorry. How long ago this was?
this was in like 2009, 2010.
Oh
About
wow.
yeah, this I had hair back then, a little bit of hair. Um, yeah, I have a little clip, a video that a little clip on YouTube. But the thing was that when there's people that is there's people that's so devoted, there's people that is so that do not know and that only know information that they are was being told, and they don't have an opportunity to talk to somebody that actually experienced it and went through it and been through it. So when that opportunity arose, I do that for other people. Like when I come across people that has been affected, that is involved, that is in the community, I have a conversation with them and let them know what I've been through. So he was just another person to that degree. Um,
And
I
what
would.
was the purpose of telling him that? Like, what was you hoping to come out of it?
Well, okay, well, I mean, because it's foreshadow. It's foreshadow. So if the foundation is not structured right, then whatever you build is not going to stand. So if you are so because he wasn't saying I'm just doing the information and the doctrine, he was saying that the man is innocent and was fighting for his innocence. So now you're it's like you have a gun with a blink in it. It's not going to it has a blink inside of it. It's not, so what I want to do is to give someone a chance. I wanted to give him a chance to have the truth before he went to the direction that he was going to go, which way that was going to be. Because at the end of the day, um like if you have an opportunity to speak with somebody that had that said that this happened to them, you can't say that, oh well, nobody told me, or I never spoke with nobody, or anything like that. So when I spoke with Polight, it was actually because we was doing a documentary, not me and him, but it was about a documentary being done about the community that and that was a segment in that. So they had somebody that was a victim, and they had somebody that was basically a supporter, and then they had to sit down and have this 4-hour conversation or whatever, or just talk and whatever like that. So I wasn't really trying to have like to convince them or anything like that. It just like to me, I just feel like it's important. I feel like it's important because there's so many people that's affected. There's so many people that's lives that is deeply into this. And I
Excuse
mean,
me. Let me ask you a question, brother. So you telling me that Polight knew all of this since 2009, 2010? He knew what his teacher have done to you, so he knew this.
yeah, he heard it from me. So now, now it's up to you to believe me or not, but you can't say that I didn't come to you and tell you. So in that instance, yes, I told him face to face. We raised our voices. We talked calmly. Like it was an experience. Like because he would, I would think that he would be at his prime at that time. He was in it for real, and he was asking he was asking me questions, trying to whatever. So I was able to answer all his questions. So he got it from firsthand, and I was actually there. Like I was, born and raised in the community. Like my mother has 2 children by Malachi York, and she moved in a week before I turned 1. So I actually grew up as his son. You know.
So were you one of the you were one of the people that was in the court case that basically testified against him?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So with
And
that said, and I'm gonna let you continue, but I want to go back to Lex because of the example he gave. And real quick, I got a question from Lou Ah. Please ask Lex about his own failures and what he is doing to improve. So Lex, that's 2 questions. I want you to get it in real quick. What did you think about the question I just asked you? What do you think about what Baba Seville said, and what did you think about what Taariq Noel said, based on what your analogy was saying with Baba Seville making excuses?
In terms of what Taariq is saying, I mean, if he had that experience, and there's no way we could deny that. But I don't think, I mean, at this point, Polight is his own man. So, I mean, what is that, what I'm saying, got to do with Polight today in terms of that? But in
I'm gonna
terms of
let
the,
Taariq answer that question. Taariq.
but okay, but
yeah.
I'm just
So
saying, I didn't really want to go
No,
into
all
that.
right, just let him answer that question real
Okay.
quick. Go ahead, Taariq.
yeah. So I mean, I'll try to give you like an analogy, maybe like if you are like a Jewish person in Nazi Germany, and you have this leader that's leading you and whatever, and then years later come to find out that person was a Jewish, I mean, a Nazi or something like that. So I mean, it's important because I mean, yes, he's his own man, and but the thing is that you can choose a moral, like you can choose to decide how you go about it. You can choose to decide if you're going to take the information and build from that, or you're going to choose to decide if you're going to still defend this guy as an innocent person. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I heard a conversation that Polight had with Prince York about that, and he actually stated that it may be possible that he had it wrong in terms of that whole court case. But I
Yeah.
know when we love people and admire them, we're not quick to believe things. So that's just like if someone came to you tomorrow, and said your brother did this and this and that. I mean, right off the bat, if it sounds like something, you'd be like, yeah, whatever. You see what I'm saying? So I can understand how that dynamic take place when people love and admire someone. There's still people who won't accept that ever to this day because of the love and admiration they have for them. And that's just
Well,
the
let's
blindness
remember.
they have
Let
on
me
their
say this. Let
eyes.
me say this real fast. We have to remember that Polight was getting ready to get into a fight with an Israelite brother. You know what I'm saying? Because the brother was making them statements like that, trying to defend his teacher.
Right. That's what I was just saying. But
You know what I'm
like I
saying?
said, I
But
seen a conversation recently where Prince York got mad at him because he said, well, we may have to look at the possibility that he could be guilty. So I did see him say that.
All
So
right.
so now can I say something now? If he said that there's a possibility that he might be guilty, and then me and him had a conversation 4 or 5 years prior, then what, that might have gave him
Right.
an indication that it could be possible, because at the end of the day, if it was ever to come out that me and him spoke about it, and and then it comes out that he actually really did molest these kids, which he actually did, then it's like, what would he have to say about himself, because the thing was that I was trying to reach out to him. I would try to I'm trying to reach out to you guys, to everybody that is everybody that is lost in this
Hey,
information.
brother, I'm gonna tell you this. The people who are not, everyone knows there's been many shows. Um, Garfield A. Reed and Waju has a 10-part series on the whole court case where they reveal Waju was the man that was handling his business. He put it all out there. You can go listen to that on Blood. Everyone knows Malachi
Lex,
Z. York
Lex,
is
that's not
guilty.
true.
that's not
Lex,
true.
that's not true, man.
What's not true?
A lot of people don't know that.
Well, all the people outside in the Wabians, I mean, the man
Yeah,
is convicted for 160 years or something like that, and he pled guilty. You can see the tape; it's
Let
all
me
over
ask you a
YouTube.
question. Like, can I
And we have people that came out and said, "Yes, I was molested." We have children that had herpes, all type of stuff. So, I mean, I don't think that's even.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Like, because a lot of people in the conscious community are, some of them are ex-Nuwapians, correct?
A lot of them, hell yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now imagine if they were not ex-Nuwapians, they wouldn't accept the truth. You see what I'm saying? So like they was able to move on with their life and do something, and not be trapped in that cycle of the spell. You see what I'm saying? So like it does make a difference
Yeah.
because
But what
some
I'm
people
saying is the brother's locked up. I mean,
well that's
so
yeah.
But wait a minute, wait a minute. Now let me jump in. Let me jump in there real quick. Yeah, the brother is locked up. But as you know, Prince York is on a campaign to try to get him out. So, and I don't know what Polight views on it, but I know off of watching Sonetta TV, shout out to Sonetta, Prince York is mad at Polight for whatever reason, saying that which I disagree with Prince York on that aspect, saying that yo, he didn't go up there and speak on his father and whatnot. But you know, that's not really for me to disagree on. So you know, go ahead. What's your take on it?
I think it's clear that Polite is saying that he's his own man now. You know, while he's still, and he's trying to hold some integrity because he probably knows the truth, but he's not going to turn around in the public and condemn a man that he once honored. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's pretty much saying he's his own man. He's doing his own thing. But I want to get back to the excuses thing that we was talking about, right? With our people, when something happens to you, right? There's two ways to take action. You can react or respond. And what we do is react, just like people reacted to polite statements. Just like the things that are happening to us in the hood, we react emotionally. Like when someone says, yo, the hood is a failure, it's fucked up. Well, and because we live in the hood or we come from the hood, we have an emotional reaction to protect it. No, it's not something to protect. It's fucked up, yo. It is a failure. Like that's the truth about ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Joe, I think you're muted if you talk. I don't know if you're trying to talk, but so what I'm saying is,
Yeah, Lex, hold that thought.
so
Real quick, because I was just reading something. Danny Jones, Joel asked him when these incidents took place. Was York performing rituals? Like that's something that they find very important. And Brick City, I saw your comment. All right, man, I got you. You're right, but remember, this show is about getting the people's questions asked. But you're right, Brick City. Go ahead, Noel.
Okay, so as far as rituals and as far as when it happened to me, I was 7 years old around my birthday. So I was young, you know. So from 7 to 14, a 7 year period is when it happened to me, and I just believe that in my case that I was so young that I didn't have to be told that it was a ritual or that it was anything like that. It was just that because I was so young, there was a grooming process. Now there are other victims. I'm not the only person. There's 22 people that's involved in the court case, and there's only 22 because those are people that was either under the age, you know. So there's actually more victims than 22. Some people were 19, 18, you know, and even though they are of legal age, they can still be considered a victim. So now the case is only dealing with 22 victims that was under the age of 18, so to speak. So now other victims and other people that went through it, they were older. Some of them were different, you know, boys or girls. So they have their own story. They have their own things that they were told. Some of them were told that, you know, and I don't, you know, like to speak for, even though, you know, but for other people, because I just want to keep it to speak for myself, so that no one can just try to go at whatever. But people were told that, you know, their, you know, reasons for doing it. So I don't know anything about no ritual, nothing like that in my case, because I was just, you know, it was just being done to me. And, you know, so that's the thing. Like if I was a little bit older or something, I might have been wise enough to be like, hey, what's going on here? And then if you would have gave me an explanation, I would have been so, you know, in this mind state that I would have either went along with it or not went along with it. But because I was so young and it was a gradual thing happening to me, You know, I don't. So as far as ritual, like nothing to me was told about that rituals. And as far as the time, you know, when this stuff happened to me was from 7 to 14, from upstate New York to Georgia until 2001 when I left.
Real quick, I'm gonna let Baba ask his questions because he got a few stuff to say. You know, he's the guest of honor. Then we have our other guest, Lex Vortex. We have Noel, Taariq Noel. But go ahead, Baba. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna let you take it away. Go ahead.
The first thing that I would like to say to you, brother, man, is that I feel for you. I understand exactly what it is to actually, man, be abused on whatever level. You know what I'm saying? I was abused when I was young. My father physically used to beat me up, beat my mother up, beat all my siblings up. So I know what it is to actually go through abuse. So I can identify and feel everything, man, that you have been through in your life, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and ask the ancestors that they would heal you. You know what I'm saying? In regards to Polight, man, the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying about the brother because I didn't like his statements. I didn't like what he said and how he said it. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you have an environment, people have a certain state of mind. So most people in the ghetto or in the poor community are not awoke. They're sleeping. And the sole purpose of anybody that has any information is to teach, to raise them up, to make them realize things that they are doing is not right. The way they view life is not right. You know what I'm saying? And somebody with some common sense or some insight or have knowledge of self, you say know themselves, start to teach them and let them see exactly how life's supposed to be. Now, if I'm raising kids up and I'm put in a situation, I have to be capable of coming out of that environment and go to other environments and exist. But in order for me to do that, I have to be taught a certain type of information on how to survive and how I'm going to live when I come out of this so-called ghetto and come into this environment and be successful. Now, because I'm coming from this environment, you mean to tell me that I'm not proud of where I come from, even though it's poverty? But remember, everything that's set up like that was set up like that on purpose. Black people live in certain conditions and don't have access to certain things because the people in power are the ones who say it is there or is not there. Either they give them housing or they don't give them housing. Whether they give them food stamps or they don't give them food stamps. So everything that's giving to the black race when they're in this condition or in this environment is giving, you know what I'm saying, because they really don't care about them. Remember, we were on the plantation, and that's a plantation when we are in that environment, man, with no money, no food to eat, no food stamps, no clothes to put on your back. You know what I'm saying? See, everybody has not experienced that. But they're talking about how, or that's not no excuse. Most of the people don't even understand where they're at or what's going on with them. You know what I'm saying? They're deaf, dumb, and blind. I have to repeat myself. They don't even understand the significance of life. You know what I'm saying? They are on TV watching Empire. You know what I'm saying? And emulating that on, that's the way that you're supposed to be, like the Empire people do things. I mean, people are actually stuck in that state of mind. They don't know no better. But in order for them to raise up out of that condition, they have to be taught and be guided towards the right way to do things. If you are me and I'm a leader, then everything that I say out my mouth, I have to be held responsible for. I can't say certain things out my mouth unless I actually mean it. You know what I'm saying? Because people are going to ridicule me and people are going to say things against what I said. So Polight is intelligent. Polight is not stupid. So if he's making a statement about Brownsville, and I come from Brownsville, born and raised there, about how he had to get away and he had to do this in order for his kids to have a functional life, I can understand that. But it doesn't mean that a person that's in the ghetto that's living there can't have a functional life. Because I have grandkids that have came out of Brownsville and they're in college now. Not saying that college is all that. It's just getting the Europeans now to advance you in that environment. But I teach all my grandkids to be entrepreneurs, to be their own boss. not to get an education to work for anybody. Get an education to work for yourself, to put yourself in power. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what it's about at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I have nothing against him being successful and building whatever he's trying to build. Just be very mindful when you make a statement out your mouth that people are looking at you, young and old. And you have to set the precedence and the example because you are in a leadership position. That's all I'm trying to say at the end of the day, brother. And like I said, but I'm really feeling for what you've been through in your life. But he gets no pass from me. I know the brother for a long time. Like I said, I knew Polight, you know what I'm saying, when he first came into the conscious community, before he established any organization, before he had the wives that he had. You know, say no, I think he had 3 wives at that time when he first came in. But he was just building his empire. I don't even think he wrote 2 or 3 books at that time when I first met Polight. So I'm not just meeting him. I know him for a while. And I had encounters with this man before. You know what I'm saying? And I love him. Yeah. Good brother, good heart. But he needs some proper guidance, man.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. I agree with you. And then, you know, I'm not, you know, defending him or speaking up for him or anything like that. You know, I just wanted to make it, you know, I just wanted to introduce, you know, that I wasn't just trying to, you know, attack him or anything like that, because me and him, you know, based on our conversation we have a little history based on that. And I see where he's come since then. And to me, I don't think he did the right thing with that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, with great power come great responsibility. Like you're saying, if you're going to be a leader of the people, you have to be held accountable. You have to say what you mean, and you have to mean what you say. Because if people are going to hold on to what you say, and they're going to look up to that, and they're going to trust that you are telling them the right thing to do. Because some people are you know, like, you know, they don't know, and then they might start waking up. But then once they start to trust a leader, they just start to believe everything that person says, as opposed to, you know, doing their own research. So like when you have the trust of the people, when you have the leadership of the people, then you have a responsibility to those people that you know. And so I definitely agree on that. And that's why I tried to reach him at that point, because I mean, I didn't know who he was until we met and we spoke. But, you know, I tried to reach out to him and let him know the truth, because with that, he could have done something. You know, he did what he did regardless, but he could have did something knowing that, you know, that there's actual victims in the case, because he, you know, his connection is that is directly who he studied under to become who he is.
I don't get it. I'm going to just be honest. I don't get it. I mean, I think, honestly, we got to become stronger, man. I mean, to me, this is psychologically weak talk.
But this is
with all due respect to my brother Seville, I heard you saying, Seville, you was like, you know, we're in this condition because of what the people in power give us, whether they want to give us food stamps or not, whether they want to do this. And to me, that's part of the problem, is that we're even using the term someone giving us something. You know what I'm saying? And acknowledging that there is a group of people, I don't care who it is in the universe, that has some control over our destiny. When we have to get to the point where we're stronger, where we don't talk like that, we don't make no type of excuses like that, we ain't asking nobody to give us shit. All right, if we got to turn water into wine, then God damn it, that's what we gonna do. And that just has to be the mentality. And I think I'm not really defending Polight, but the ideas that he's saying. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond to a situation. And what we do is react and not respond. We talk about what the people in power do. There is no people in power except the people that we give power to. And until we come to that realization, especially this, and we're also acting like, you said empire. Well, the people in the hood are watching, but the shit on empire is the shit going on in the hood. And that's the shit we got to condemn. We can't identify with that and say, well, that's where I come from. That's fine. You don't have to be ashamed for where you come from, but you don't have to be proud of what was going on there. And also, one last statement, my brother Seville. You're acting like all these people that are destroying the community are doing it out of ignorance. Like all black people are just innately good, and if we gave them knowledge of self, they know that's not true. There's many niggas who the people, all the people we talk about has been in the hood. They got knowledge. They choose to do that. Matter of fact, they'll fight against you if you do. There's just some evil, wicked black people, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of the leaders.
Hold on. Let me interject now. You know, I gotta interject. Shout out to Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi says, but Lex, sometimes you double talk. Come on, man. People saying you've been flip-flopping. What's up with that? They say you double talk.
See, once again,
people saying now, you said one thing about Polight, and the stuff that Baba Seville said about Polight, even as harsh as how you came before, and you feel that he's wrong for saying what he's saying.
Right. That's one of those. That's one of those in the black agents, man. See, this is what I'm saying. That right there. But wait a minute. Hold on, Joe. Let me tell you something. Because I seen her. Wait a minute.
Not in the black agent, man.
Hold on, bro. Let me tell you why I said that. I seen that person's comments before, and that's a personal attack, right? Dealing with something that's no longer really relevant or relevant to the conversation we're having now. All right, that's like the fact. If anything, right?
It is relevant.
Okay, but hold on. I'm gonna explain to you, Joel. But listen. But let me show you what I did. Let me show you what I did. I made amends with my brother. But you don't see her making comments saying, "Wow, let's give Lex credit for making amends with his brother Sarnetta and Polight." She want to take you back to some shit when we was beefing. You see what I'm saying? The negativity of our people. She's negative, bro. She's negative. So what we're talking about now has nothing to do with that. So we're talking about.
Yes, it do, because she's saying that basically you say one thing, and you know what? I'm gonna let Baba speak.
All right. So if I say one thing, is how does that? So what does that mean now? So our conversation is irrelevant.
Type again. I will wait till she type again.
Well, I wouldn't even give her no time of day because she's just obviously.
Let me respond to you, but let me say this to you.
Okay.
Right, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I knew Polight a long time. And I'm not saying that Polight has done things all bad, because the brother had been teaching, he's been lecturing, and he has woke a lot of people up. I'm not saying that. I'm saying what the brother said recently, I didn't agree with. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the way he said it. I didn't understand why.
Why, brother? I don't. That's what I'm trying to get. Why? What did he say that was untrue?
Untrue for me?
No, untrue, not for you, not your personal feelings, and untruth about what he was saying about the hood and about what we do. Tell me what was untrue in that.
Because everybody's experience in the hood is different. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been through what I've been through in the hood. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't seen what I've seen in the environment in the hood. I'm 61 years old, man. I'm not a baby. I seen some terrible shit in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And people don't have no money. People don't have no food. And it has nothing to do with them wanting to be in that condition. You feel what I'm saying to you? The school system ain't shit. They don't teach them nothing. You feel what I'm saying to you? So half of them don't even know how to read or write. So a lot of shit go on in the hood and in the system, you know what I'm saying, that you saying ain't got nothing to do with us. It has a lot to do with us. Because a lot of times there's a lot of heartache in them families. A lot of hatred with brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles going on in that environment. You know what I'm saying? I am who I am, man, because I experienced what I experienced, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a counselor. You know what I'm saying? A relationship counselor, a youth counselor, a drug counselor, a marriage counselor. And you know what I'm saying? Have all of those certifications. But what I'm saying to you is that I live and see it every day. Has nothing to do with them knowing better or don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? People are actually mad, crazy in these environments, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they think they're doing the right thing and they don't know no better. So if there's nobody there to teach them, then what's going to happen, brother? It's going to interfold on itself. And that's what's going on in the black community. Because there's nobody there giving them no guidance. I would agree.
I would agree with you there, brother. But what we're disagreeing about is what we're teaching them, because I think some of the ideas Polight saying is some of the things that they need to hear. That this shit ain't nothing to glorify. That the neighborhood is failing, and all of that, and we need to. It's our responsibility to teach our children how to read. It's our responsibility as men to feed ourselves and all of that, and make no excuses or give nobody else power over your life. So to point out the fact that these things exist in the hood, and it's not like this is something that we got to attach ourselves to. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to. We make it sound like, well, we gotta hold on to the hood. No, we gotta condemn that shit and let it go in order to move on and turn the hood into something else and transmute that shit. We
Well,
can't act
brother,
like.
let me say something. It sounds good, but what I'm trying to tell you, they got hoods all over the world, brother. And a lot of black families and a lot of black people are in these hoods. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might want to be a white man. Somebody might want to live like the cracker lives. I'm not saying that we was never kings and queens and we didn't have our own glory. Of course we did. You know what I'm saying? Of course we lived like that before. But I'm talking about you got teachers and you got people who just run their goddamn mouth. You feel what I'm saying to you? And if you are in the black community, man, there are resources that will make you successful. And if you have non-resources, it will make you successful unless you leave that environment. I'm this one brother, and I'm a soldier brother of my environment, and I'm going to stay there and teach and do what I need to do. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Because most of them people in there are deaf, dumb, and blind. When I first got knowledge of self, I got it from the 5% Nation, brother. And we used to walk around the community and teach who the black man was, who the black woman was, who the black child was. We used to teach this in the environments, man. You feel what I'm saying? In 1970, in 1971. You know what I'm saying? I was in the community teaching, and I'm still doing it in my community. And I had money, brother. It ain't that I broke. I ain't broke now. I got money.
Well,
You feel what
I
I'm saying?
feel you, and
But I
that's
took my
commendable.
ride.
But I'm just saying, some of them brothers, I grew up around a lot of brothers in the 5% Nation that was teaching knowledge of self, and some of them motherfuckers is moving keys where they was teaching knowledge of self.
You right. You're right. You're right and exact. You're right and exact, brother.
So I'm just
Some of them
saying,
the biggest devils they are. You're right. I mean, I totally agree with you, but then you have some brothers that are doing the right thing. There's nobody perfect.
What does Taariq Noel have to say?
Taariq, what do you have to say about that, Taariq?
All right, so I was raised in what's called, I mean, now they call it Wu Nuap, but the Nuapians, the Ansar Allah community. I was born and raised in this. So we was once we moved upstate New York and out of Brooklyn, we was secluded from the world. Us growing up there as children, so we didn't go to school with white people, so to speak. We wasn't watching the TV shows that would indoctrinate us to be a certain way. We had our own culture, so to speak. We had our own school, our own home school. We had our own products, right? We tried to make this. We had a land, a community, right? So now, so we was striving to do that. We was actually living that. We made our own clothes. We had our own soap, oil, incense, toothpaste without fluoride, everything like that. So now what went wrong with that? What happened with that? What happened with that? Now you got to, you might have to go back to the slavery and the slave mentality, because we wasn't able to own homes. We wasn't able to look at white women or whatever the case might be, even have sex with our own women. So now you have a leader that created his own community, ended up getting his own land, ended up trying, basically giving you a blueprint on how to actually do it. Just like the Black Wall Street, or these things can be done. Now the ghettos and the projects, these things were created for us, or created to put us in, to keep us down. Right. So now fast forward to today, where the land that we built is destroyed, the leader that we had is locked up, and then I'm saying I'm a victim of child molestation. So what's the problem? What is going on here? Where's the excuse there? You know what I'm saying? Why is our leader molesting children when he has plenty of wives. He had many children, so he was having sex left and right. You know, why mess? Why mess with little girls? On top of that, why mess with little boys? You know, now you're talking about homosexuality, and then what makes it even worse is that you're the head person in charge, and you're the one doing this evil wickedness. You know what I'm saying? So where's the excuse in that? You know what I'm saying? Because we had our own culture, we had our own homeschool. You know, I went to public school after I left. You know, that was the first time I went to a school. You know, I remember my first time on the escalator, on the elevator, my first time on the airplane, on the train, on the bus. And all that was after you know, so me coming into this world is after having my own culture, my own world. And what went wrong with that is our leaders that we don't check or have.
But let me say something real fast to you, man. You know, he's a sick person, man. He was a sick person, man. You got a lot of sick people in this world, man. You feel me? And the whole lot. See, we don't know what happened to him in his life. We don't know if he was abused. We don't know if he was molested, because we don't know that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know his history or what he's been through as a child. But most people that molest people have been molested. Most of the time. Now I'm saying that all people don't follow this same pattern. You may have been molested, but it doesn't mean you will molest your children. You feel me? But I'm saying that sometimes he may have been molested and he didn't make it like you made it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you woke up and then felt and got it together before that particular state of mind had made you do the same thing that was done to you. You know what I'm saying? But he may not have been that strong of a man to maintain that sick shit, because he was sick to do that shit to you and do that shit to other children that he did it to. And this is not only going on with him, but this is going on in the households that I see. You know how many families that I run across, man, in Brownsville, man, you know what I'm saying, that have been being molested by their father, being molested by their mothers. Oh, I run across it all the time, man, you know what I'm saying, because of what maybe happened to them in their childhood. So this is a pattern that has to be broken. This is a pattern that has to be, you know what I'm saying, find some kind of solution for it. But when people have no hope, when people seem that they can't get out of this particular world that they're in, man, you know what I'm saying, it's very hard for them to look at anything, you know what I'm saying, being successful or having their own business or actually living or even leaving the environment that they're in. Some people live in Brooklyn, never been in Manhattan. Some people have been in Manhattan, never been to Brooklyn. So I'm saying some people are just stuck with that. And I'm just so thankful, brother, that I have the capabilities and the know-how where I can go into environments, man, that and can teach and try to help people that been through shit like you've been through shit like I've been through, brother, and try to bring them up out of that so they can understand that it's not on you, but it's on the sick person that did it to you, and it's on the sick person that did it to them. At the end of the day, it's the sickness that cracker have developed. All that shit is coming from the European, man. Hey, through our history, brother, and I'm not saying we a perfect race, but that European is the one that like that incest shit. You feel what I'm saying? Having sex with his mother, having sex with his sister. That's their shit. You feel what I'm saying? That's not our shit. We have been adaptive to that, to their behaviors, but that's not how we do things, brother. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, brother, I'm going to continue to do what I do, teach, and try to raise the dead out of that condition and try to keep them on the right path, you know what I'm saying, to actually have them wake up and teach their families at the end of the day, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, you know, I just think that it's a smack in the face when you have so much at stake. You know, you're talking about people's souls. You're talking about the direction of a community of people, trying to bring them out of a slave mentality or just trying to wake them up. And it's like, if you're a drug counselor and somebody's going to you for counseling, you don't expect your counselor to give you a needle. You see what I'm saying? Like, your counselor shouldn't be the one giving you a needle if he's trying to help you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the actual problem, the actual issue, because one, you know, everybody was so caught up in the movement that we didn't hold accountable, or we didn't ask, because he had a reputation that, hey, you can ask me whatever question and I'll answer it, but nobody asked the tough questions. Nobody asks, well, why are there young children leaving out your house at a certain time? Or, because people, it was kind of like taboo, or like, people around you, like you're afraid to speak up because nobody else is speaking up, or nobody else is saying something. So my thing is that with, the accountability and the actual what was at stake, because even you may have a problem and an issue, and you may have something that you're dealing with, but you had the compensation. So if I had a sex addiction, then my compensation would be having many wives, And so he had that. He had something to balance his, if he had a problem with sex. So the problem goes beyond just whatever problem he had, because if it was that, if uplifting the people was that important to him or to a movement, then the person in leadership who's held accountable is not going to be the one to do that, to do it to their own people. They're not going to be the one to do it to their own people, and that's where it, that's why it's so split, because it's like, it's so unbelievable. It's so unbelievable, but that's but it's true though. It's the truth, and like, that's why I feel it's important to speak out about it, because it's not like just a child molestation or anything like that. It's that he was a leader. I mean, when people say Martin Luther King, and they say Marcus Garvey, and they might say Farrakhan, and they say might say Malcolm X, and then when you start getting into the newer generations or whoever today, they're gonna bring his name up.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, Taariq. I gotta ask you, cause Jay Sequoia says, Joel, Prince York gotta be your next interview, fam. Number one, I don't have Prince York information. I don't know if Prince York would even want to come on this show dealing with that. I don't want to judge the brother because I haven't asked him. And not only that, the next question would be, have you, you said you spoke to Brother Polight. Did you look to speak to Prince York as well? Because he was around the same age.
No, he's a lot younger than me. I'm 31. He was a baby when I was, he was a child. Like, we wasn't even able to, like, he was, at the time, he was my little brother. We couldn't even play together because he was a baby. Like, he was a child, like, a toddler, 4 or 5 years old, something to that degree. I spoke with Polight. I mean, the thing with Prince York is that I don't see me and him having a conversation about, because the thing is that if he has the truth that would put me as a lie, he would be bringing that out. And just, like, I've been on Sonetta, I've been on a few other things trying to reach out and to tell the people the truth. Now, if this was, and you're trying to plead for your father's innocence, so why not address what I'm saying? Why not address me in particular? Because it cannot be done. It can't be done. So he's not going to, I don't really see that happening. That's like going to a boxing match and in a different weight class, a heavyweight versus a featherweight. Like the featherweight is not going to show up. It's, and if they do, they're not going to show up expecting to win. They might have boxing skills, but like they're not. If you don't have the truth on your side, you're not going to be able to come out and speak about it. Oh, I think you're on mute. I can't hear you.
I said, shout out to Sonetta. As far as I know, I just got a notification on my phone, and if I'm not mistaken, he's doing a live stream with Polight right now. So you can always go over there. It started like 7:18 a couple of seconds ago. That's when I got the message. It's because we're about to end up this show right now. So you could always jump over there and reach out to Sonetta and Polight. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I actually, when I went to Harlem, I went to go seek out Sonetta and Taariq, and some of the people that I see on the videos. You know, I went to go personally seek him out to give him my number. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the video ended up happening, because once him and Taariq finished their video, I waited for them to finish, and then I went and introduced myself. They was packing up about to leave, and once I told them who I was and what I was saying, he was like, "Oh man, we got to document this," So like the thing, and they had a recent interview with Polight, SETI, and Raw, and so and I was and they started and on Taariq, and they started speaking about the Malachi York and me and the video coming out to Harlem, and I was in the video chat trying to get in. So I mean, I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. I mean, but the thing is that we'll see what happens. But I've tried to reach out to him. I try, but I've heard him say, like, he basically, in my opinion, is drinking the Kool-Aid, because he has, he like not raised Polight, but whatever. Him and Polight had a relationship that grew, and then now Polight is gone, so now him and Prince York is having this kind of relationship that's growing. So now Prince York is on the side that his father's innocent, right? So now if he's telling Shanetta whatever he's telling him, in my opinion, he's going to gravitate towards that, because I went to once I saw Prince York go to Harlem and whatever, I went out there to tell Shanetta, hey, this is my number. Hey, if you want to talk to me, you know what I'm saying? So next time he has somebody saying that he's innocent, he could be like, oh, I'm gonna call somebody that said that he was a victim. That's the reason why I went out there. So I mean, I heard him saying,
Well,
he doesn't believe that he did it. In my opinion,
he doesn't believe that he does it. Polight, Prince York, who you talking about?
Shanetta. He said he was basically saying, like, oh, come on, he got all these wives, why would he do this? Like, but that is from Prince York.
Wait a minute, but Shanetta used to bang, brother. Hold up now. Shanetta used to be banging on Prince York at one time. I got DVDs.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm saying today he is has a good relationship with him. And he speak highly of him. He said, oh, when somebody say something, he like, oh, yeah, man, he's a bad brother. He'll you're not ready for him. Don't underestimate him. So what I'm saying is that
don't underestimate who. I just want to be clear.
Don't underestimate Prince York. So
who?
He speaks
Dr. York?
Prince York.
Prince York. Okay.
Yeah. So Shanetta would say something like, don't underestimate Prince York, to someone like Taariq or whoever he wants to get a debate with. He'll speak highly of him, so to speak. He had him on the couch. He done interviews with him. Whatever the case. So they have some type of relationship. So now if that person is telling you, my father is innocent, blah, 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 then you would start to think of his logic that he's saying. Because whatever else information he's saying sounds good, but then when it comes to his father's case, he's going to tell you his side and what he was told as a child growing up that what happened.
All right, real quick. If you want, the brother's on there. I showed my screen. All right. Okay. The title is straight up. He got the title. Shanetta reaches out to Polight Soul to bring him back home. All right. So you can always go on there and pretty much state your case, because like we're about to wrap up this show now. Right. I just want to get the, me, brother. If you've been watching my show, gotta get the commercials in. Okay. We got. I see you laughing. We got the items here. All right, come check it out. The wood bracelets, the haru and whatnot. Please don't forget this Baba Ashwa Kwesi event, November 20th, 2016, and Young Pharaoh. We have the event bright. Okay, definitely you're gonna want to check that out. Young Pharaoh is coming to Nicholas, Brooklyn, November 26, 2016, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Like I said, brother, I get what you're saying with Prince York, Polight, Dr. York, and Shanetta and them, but we just gotta.
That's fine. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go over there and try to reach out the same way I try to reach out to you. You know, you sent me the link and all that. So I'm gonna do the same thing. And then, you know, I just want to say, like, I respect you, brothers. You know, I respect your show because the shows that I've seen, I see that you go in the comments and you ask questions from the people, and and that makes a difference because it shows that it's like that connection and that you concern. It means a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody could just say whatever, but then when you like, hold on, give me a second, let me read what somebody said, let me ask you a question what somebody asked. And I have a lot of respect for that. And I want to thank you again for allowing me to come on here and speak and say what I have to say.
Thank you, brother. One last I'm gonna hit you with one more question. The Nubian assassin. I'm
Where's the
sorry,
military?
the Nubian assassin.
Yeah.
How come the victim didn't receive any compensation from SILS? I don't know what he mean by SILS.
Well,
SILLS. I don't know if he mistyped or anything. Do you know
he,
what this person is talking about?
he's talking about the sheriff sales that was the sheriff in Edenton, and he's basically asking that because they had sold the land and they had seized money from Malachi York, because when he got arrested, to my knowledge, I believe that they seized about $400,000 on his persons in the car that he was in, if I'm not mistaken. And then with the sale of the land, and some of that money was supposed to go towards the victim. Okay. Now, I mean, so he's trying to find out, did I get paid and blah blah blah. This is the same guy that asked me if I was molested, then where's my medical records? Because
Oh, well, he's trying to say that you should have herpes if you was molested by Dr. York.
Wow.
or I should just have medical records because of rape or because of the ripping of whatever. Like I should have went to the hospital, and not knowing but he's a Nuwapian guy, and I don't really fault him for that. But he is one of those people that is not going to think otherwise anyway, because the reason that that's why he actually,
Solomon Kane looking to say lying nigga, LOL. I mean, I don't know how people could be so ruthless and
I mean,
but real quick, I just want to introduce the brother that just came on, Cuban Crisis. People, give it up for Cuban Crisis. Come on, people, give it up for Cuban Crisis. As far as I know, he see the name, he see the title, and he got some stuff to say too. Cuban Crisis, come on, man, show the people your face. Let them know you're out there. Say hello to the room, because we're about to wrap up. Go ahead, bro.
Peace, brother Joel. Peace, brother Taariq. Peace, brother Seville. How y'all doing?
Peace.
peace.
Okay, so what is the question?
No, not really the question. Like, what do you have to say about the matter? Because you've been knowing what's going on. You've been coming at a few people like real hardcore, man. Like, I'm even watching like the chat room. They know, like, they've been checking out your Facebook. You've been coming hard at certain Nuwabians and ex-Nuwabians or whatever, people that support Dr. York. Go ahead, man. Cuban Crisis is your Facebook, just so people know. Go ahead, brother. Take it away. I'm gonna let you say whatever you got to say.
Well, first of all, the reason why I do what I do, and just to reiterate for those that don't know, this is not my platform. My platform is not Dr. York. My platform is not the Nuwapians. My platform is Black Power. My platform is Brown Power. My platform is nationalism. So the reason why that I say what I say, first and foremost, my brother was an answer. Okay. So knowing at a young age what they teach, knowing throughout the course of time what is taught in the community through all the so-called schools of thought that Dwight took them through. And my thing is, one, and I'm not going to hold my tongue, and I'm not going to make an apology. One, he is a charlatan. That's first of all. I stand on, had people been knowledgeable of the religion of Islam, that Dwight would not be, that this cult, this organization would not be where it's at today, because there are tons of flaws and contradictions that this man taught when they were so-called Ansar Allah. Okay. My thing is that how can we sit here and say that we are for the freedom and liberation of our people? How are we supposed to and claim that we are for our people, yet there are victims of child molestation and there are victims of rape? And so this gets swept beneath the rug. And so because I am knowledgeable on what this man has taught, because I see that in the so-called conscious community, that there are a lot of things that people regurgitate out their mouth that is based on a lot of things that he somewhat taught, because in reality, he had a research department. He didn't make those books. He may have stood up and said what he said out his mouth to people, but there was a research department.
Let me ask you a question, brother, real fast. Polight made a statement about, you know, these people, like where he so-called supposed to come from, Brownsville, where I come from, but he was very disrespectful in naming the people that live in Brownsville and how, you know, they this and, you know, they're low class or whatever, man. He was like, what you got to say about that, brother?
I don't agree with that at all. I seen that live stream. I'm not gonna lie, I did not see it in its entirety, but I did watch it when he was making those comments. I did hear Brother Sarnetta telling him, you know, you shouldn't be saying that. You know, I don't agree at all in which the brother was saying. Not at all. If you decide that you want to move somewhere else for whatever reason, that's your business. But when you are shitting on your people and you show that you think you're better than your people, see, this is the thing that I don't quite understand. If we saying that we are conscious, if we are saying that we have a knowledge of self, you're supposed to try to be tolerant and patient with the people and talk to the people, not talk at the people. Don't condemn the people. Are there things that go on? I live in the hood. Are there things that go on the hood that is incorrect, that shows that a people have totally lost the identity of self, or acting other than who they are, and are acting uncivilized and as the Supreme Wisdom talks about, savages in the pursuit of happiness, of course, but this is due to indoctrination. This is due to enslavement. This is due to white supremacy. This is due to capitalism. So we got to call it for what it is, but at the same time, you don't shit on your people. But the thing that I want to get to before and finish that out is that there are victims of child molestation. There are victims of rape. And these individuals that have been molested and raped, I know some of them. I've gotten to talk to some of them. I've gotten to have conversations, in-depth conversations with them. And to know that a lot of them suffer emotional stress, that families are torn apart, all due to an individual that is a pervert that wanted to make something look fair seeming, which was a deception. It's no difference than when what people know as Africa Bambaataa. Sioux Nation was not founded on what you will read about, or if you're in that organization, what you're told. Reality is that something like that was established because someone had a sick, perverted habit. And so they use things as a disguise to shield their dirty drawers of what they do. And so I don't find that at all to be about the freedom and liberation of our people, and saying that we are for the freedom of liberation of our people. And yet this just goes This just gets swept beneath the rug. That's not cool. Now, a lot of things that he has taught, first of all, he has gotten from other sources. Case in point, Prince wants to debate the Israelites, which he will lose drastically to. Now, in these scrolls, in these tablets that they just love so much, and they really think holds weight, and they really think that can defeat an Israelite, which it can. In 360 questions that ask a Hebrew Israelite, edition 4, when you look in the back of this comic book into the bibliography section, you will see 4 times Zechariah's stitching is used in the bibliography. Now, why would a man from the 19th galaxy, from the 8th planet, with 76 trillion years of information and knowledge, speaking 19 languages, why would you need a bibliography? Why would you have a research department? Why would you be quoting Zechariah's stitching, which you got your concept?
Hold on, Malik. Malik, stop right there. Let me let Taariq speak, and then I'm going to give Baba Seville the last word, and we're going to close up. Because I want to go tune into this Sinetta show. Don't forget, people, always got to throw the advertising in. We got them wooden bracelets, $15. Go ahead, Taariq.
Yeah, so apparently those 19 languages now it's 52 languages. Because I try to keep up with stuff or whatever. So I saw Prince York in Detroit Part 1 or whatever, and he said, "Oh yeah, my dad speaks 52 languages." So to just put that on top of that, I mean, I can't even think of 52. I mean, there's more than 52 languages out there. But I mean, it's just it's so much, it's so much to cover, it's so much to say, but it really just goes down to holding people accountable. And when you have something so important in the palm of your hands, is very delicate, and you want to handle it as such. You know what I'm saying? So whatever issues and problems that you have, I mean, there's people who overcame issues and problems and become successful people, and then they tell their story. So it's not an excuse for him. You know what I'm saying? And then now today you have a split of people that think he's innocent and a split of people that think he's guilty, and then nobody is working together and nobody is getting anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then now you have all these other leaders that may have come from the Nuwapian system, and without their leader, like, they're just lost and not going nowhere. And they want to hold on to that leadership, which is, really a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know what I'm saying? So we have to accept things for what they really are. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
if he was really
we're going to have to do a show again. We definitely going to have to do a show because we're about to end this up. I'm going to let Baba Seville get the last words. Then I got to take a few stuff from the room real quick. Baba Seville, you got 1 minute, 2 minutes. Say your last words. Then we're going to take stuff from the room real quick, and then we're closing it out. Go ahead.
I'd like to say, man, at the end of the day, man, I made these statements because I think brothers Polight shouldn't have said what he said. And I just had to say something about it. At the end of the day, man, I love the brother. The brother has a good spirit, man. Like I said, he just needs some guidance, man. He needs somebody to actually talk to him, man, and try to get him on the right page. Everybody can change your life around, man. I did a lot of stuff when I was younger I shouldn't have did, man. But I'm on the right course now. And I'm teaching, and I have students now, man, and I'm trying to give back to the people. And I would hope that everybody out there that have information, man, get some students, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this is where it's going to come from at the end of the day. Get somebody that you can teach, that's going to teach somebody else, that's going to teach somebody else, man. Everybody that has knowledge of self, man, get some students, man, at the end of the day. Because none of these scholars, and I'm going to keep saying that until I see Marcuses coming up. And I see young pharaohs coming up, and different brothers are producing these individuals, and bring some black queens up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep saying what I'm saying until I start seeing brothers who are teaching or who have information, start having the young brothers and sisters start bringing them up and start putting them out there, man, because we are getting ready to go back. I'm 61 years old. I'll be 62 soon. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how long I got left, man, but as long as I got left, I'm going to teach and I'm going to give the information to the people, and I'm going to try to raise the dead up from where they're at, out that grave, and bring them up, man, where they can have some common sense and start looking at life how they're supposed to look at life. And at the end of the day, man, my brothers, I love everybody out there, man, and they start teaching, and teaching. Peace and Black Power.
All right, people. We could always get definitely good wisdom from what the Baba just said, Baba Seville. I see y'all out there in the room, man. Yo, y'all is funny as hell, man. Why y'all always wanna every show y'all wanna have jokes, man? Yila, shout out to Lee, Yila, man, and a few others that always be having jokes. You know, I guess they with serious tension and stuff going on, they like to lighten up the moment a bit.
Have a little humor, huh?
Yeah, Yila says, Joel, you got DJ Drama to come on. You stepping your game up. Yo, you know that one was that for you, right, Malik? Yo, these people be having jokes.
You know, this, you know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. Okay. And, you know, what I find funny is in any time that I've done a video, I'm going to show you how weak people are. They want to come at my complexion. First of all, you know knowledge is self, Johnny come lately bastards. Okay, because that's what it is. You want to sit here and say you have knowledge of self. Let me explain something to you. Let's pull out Marcus Garvey. Guess what? When Marcus Garvey was on the scene, Marcus Garvey dealt with people like me. You don't believe me? Check it out. Ain't that what Dr. Pork said? When the Nation of Islam, to this day, he dealt with people like me. We can join the ranks of the Nation of Islam. We can join the ranks of the Nation Guys of Earth. We can join the ranks of the Moorish Science Sip of America. We can join the Hebrew Israelites. We can join the Black Panther Party. Okay, we could join Dr. York's group from the 1970 to present. When I was in the 90s, they wanted me to join. But all of a sudden, because someone wants to critique and someone wants to point out things that's not true, the best that you can do is come in my complexion. The best that you can do is use some pseudo rhetoric that I am a disagreeable being, that I am a reptilian, that I am an agent. The new one, what's the new one I did on your show? Somebody said that I'm a cokehead because I'm sniffling because the weather's changing so damn much. I got the sniffle, so now I'm a cokehead. But can't nobody come at what I'm talking about.
Yo,
so
you gotta just be having jokes, man.
They got jokes, but this is the thing. We talking about something serious. There ain't no time for jokes. When knowledge is being discussed, there is no time for jokes.
Yo, for
and so this shows the maturity. This shows the maturity level of these individuals.
Well, listen, man. Are
you really about your people? If not, then yo, man, go down to 42nd Street, go around there, go to a stand-up comedy club, man. Test your
Hold on,
comedy.
brother Malik. Go ahead.
Listen, brother, man. At the end of the day, man, for all yours out there, see the brother's complexion. He's an understanding seed, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. He's the light brother. You feel what I'm saying to you? You know what I'm saying? But have the same capacity as the dark brother. You know what I'm saying? We all have a job to do. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're the knowledge seed, the wisdom seed, or the understanding seed. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all have a job to do. At the end of the day, we got to get together, man. All of us, man, to start all these debates and start teaching.
That's right. Drop a bomb on that one. Boom. Yo, people, that's the show. Gotta run. Let's give a hand for Malik. Come on. Brother Malik. All right, let's give it up definitely for Lex Vortex. And damn sure, let's give it up for this brother right here. Come on, people. Clap, 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 people. Give it up for him. All right. That brother Taariq Noel been through a lot, and he's brave enough to come out and talk to the people and let the people know what happened. And damn sure give it up for the guest of honor. Although he was coming with some flames, I think he was about to get a little heat soon after this show, Baba. So some of the stuff I try to stop you from saying, but you didn't want to stop. Give it up for Baba Seville. Come on, people. It's mine. Always spitting that fire. Come on now. Come on.
Brooklyn in the house.
That's right. All right, people. You've been watching Joel Benjamin 582, aka MC Spookism. Don't forget, we got them nice wooden necklaces. All right, $15. Easy. Yeah, I see you laughing, Malik. Come on, man. We got them. We got them.
Real fast. Coming soon. Me and brother Young Pharaoh is going to be doing a lecture, man. He's going to be dealing with relationships with the black man and black woman, and I'm going to be dealing with the black family sometime in March, but it's coming up. Me and the young brother going to get together and do a lecture on that.
Excellent. Don't forget, people, Baba Seville coming out November 20th, 2016. Don't forget, Young Pharaoh, he's coming. He's going to be in the building November 26th, 2016 at 7 p.m. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite. You won't want to miss that. Let me share the screen and show y'all just so y'all could know. All right, there it is. So nobody can't say they did not know. I always make sure I share the screen for that now. And again, people, if y'all want to see me do anything on TNE Magazine, an article on this interview I just did, just let me know. Go to TNE Magazine. You can get your subscription. Just type in Nicholas Brooklyn. All right. So, people, we make sure we bring it to you. You see Baba Seville here. We had other people joining on the line, and we're gonna do a next show, and it's gonna be hot. I got more shows to come. Yeah, I know I just pop it up on you. So that's what I do now. I don't even give fair warning, because I don't even give fair warning, especially the people just come and say, yo, let's do it. All right, people. Again, you've been watching Joel Benjamin 528, aka MC Spookism. Peace.
Peace.